Alrighty guys, what's up? So we're going to talk about collab meta in a sense of, do I think the collab units will be meta? We do not know what they do at the moment. So I'm pretty much going to go over how good the other collab characters were. So we're going to start off with Slime collab. So we have SR Rimuru. He was like, the game was pretty new, I will say, so getting him wasn't terrible. At the time, I know I used him for a couple things, just because he healed and removes buffs and all this. It was mostly PvE. Still using SR, so didn't really use him. Rimuru was good for the raid. That was it. Benimaru was obviously, well, I feel like he's the best one of the group, but he still like didn't do anything really much. Milim is so bad that I could just click away without saying anything. She literally gets patience by like everything. It's awful. Aaron, extremely good for PvP when it's the rare and SR. He has like the dairy card, cancel stances, shatter, you know. So this is when the collab units were actually usable in a sense of you'd run them in PvP. So this Aaron, like, you can use him. I believe Global just had this rule last week, I want to say. So yeah, he's pretty decent. I know people used him for Red Demon. I'd say easily the better out of the SR collaboration characters. Then this Aaron falls off. He was the first transforming unit, which is really cool. So we could maybe see a new mechanic with the Stranger Things collab characters. But I wouldn't bet on it. Otherwise, Aaron's also just really not the greatest thing ever. Also, he's, I believe, the first dual race character, if I'm not mistaken. Then there's Mikasa, the best out of the three, or four, I should say. She was actually used in PvP for a while. I know a few people used her. I'm drawing a blank at the main person who used them. I don't think it was Kabuki. Someone used Mikasa like every match. She was really good. Her passive, all steps through some now like takes damage, stacks up, and she's just obliterating. Sadly, she's fallen off because she's such an old unit at this point. And then there's Levi. He always crits. It's like people just call him like the better Zeldris. But sadly, he's fallen off to where I don't think I'll ever see him ever again. PvP, I feel like this attack just does nothing. This is all the damage. He was alright. He was like the middle ground, where it's like not terrible, but not the best. And then the most recent collab. So this is, oh, I didn't bring up King of Fighters. Hang on. That's who I was forgetting. Alright, hang on. KO. Yes. KO. Mega Rugal. Or is it Rugal? Ah. And then there was, my. Oh, come on now. I can type my. I knew I was forgetting somebody. Oh, she's right here. Alright, well. Boom. Alright, so these units were like actually extremely good. I'm the least knowledgeable on Athena. Is that her actual name? I swear it was something else. Anyway, she has this cool passive loops 2 orbs for the ultimate gauge while enemies at the end of turn. When ally hero defeats an enemy during an ally turn in PvP. So she's like just old gauge stuff. I think she was the least used, I want to say. This is when I took my breaks. This is why I forgot them. I didn't play for a couple months after I pulled them. But no, these units were all around solid. I know Omega Rugal was used on Pierce teams. It was him, Blue Demon Melly, and Lilia. So he synergized well with them. I don't remember what team she was on, but if the skills ranked up, she gained stats. She hit pretty hard. So she's another solid unit. She reminds me a lot of Rem. I'm going to go over in a second. And then there's KO. Now, KO is probably the only collab unit on Global that is still seeing some use, just because he ignites. I know I've seen teams with him and Red Shin. It's not like the greatest team on the planet, but he is the most relevant out of them, I at least personally think. So yeah, King of Fighters, the third collab, was easily the best out of them because all the characters were good. We didn't get an SR character, sadly, but all the characters were really good. I also just realized that, hang on. RAM, oh my god, I can type. And RAM, I close my RAM tab. That's what I get, huh? Alright, so RAM is the free unit. Obviously, these units are the best out of all the collabs because they're the newest. They started buffing Unknown Race with this collab. Everyone is Unknown Race, as you can see from right here. RAM being free helps unknown teams like Merlin and Red Gother a lot. Stuns, which is, you know, you fought Goddesses, you know what stuns are. And then she has Death Pierce Soul, I believe. So yeah, overall really good free unit. Also, they started doing SSR instead of SR, which better stats, better CC. Really good. People are gonna use this RAM for a long ass time because of that passive. Especially when more Merlins come out, we get maybe some more Gothers or some more unknown units. And then there's the last three. Let's go over Rem. Rem is kind of like Mai, to where like she doesn't really have a team in a sense. That like KO was on teams where like they benefit from Ignite, but Rugal was on Pierce teams. Ram is on unknown teams. She just kind of like likes to get skills ranks up and then hit with Amplify. I still love this unit. I like ReZero, so I think Ram is awesome. Also, Rem. Yeah, no, she's really good, really solid. Hits super hard, so she's a good unit, even though her team isn't as defined as the other ones. Beatrice, ooh, okay, so looks really good on paper until you realize that she doesn't really do too much. Her main thing is life stealing and giving them to allies. But no one uses her because she's not that great, unfortunately. Sadly, this collab did have an L. It is Beatrice. I don't even think... I don't know, she would... Maybe at level 90 she gets like super high stats or something. I don't know. I'd have to look into her more. But weak link, unfortunately. And then that leads us to our last character, right, which is Amelia. Stupid, broken, stupid unit. Freeze does damage, you know, dissolve. So she pretty much has dissolve, freeze, and then her ultimate is Lost Vein, so just merge Green Gother, Red Merlin, and Lost Vein into one card, in a sense. Then her passive, if the hero receives attack from the same enemy 2 more times, enemy's turn, cleanse all debuffs from the allies, it freezes them for 2 turns. So if they're wanting to kill your Green Merlin, they can't. They get frozen. So, yeah, her with Merlin and Ram are extremely good. I'm seeing them running around in PvP. I don't know if they're most meta team on JP because I don't keep up with JP's PvP super often. But no, they're extremely good. Obviously, this is the best collab because they're more recent, but just because I see these units being relevant for a long time, and I'm really hoping that ReZero units are going to be relevant as well. So I think that Grand Cross understands collabs at this point because the first one was weak, the second one was average, the next one was solid slash great, and the last one was borderline amazing. I know not everyone likes teams, but they did buff and make them relevant and help buff other units. So I think pretty much anything post King of Fighters is gonna be relevant for a good while. So here's hoping to the Stranger Things collab that they buff humans or just do their own awesome thing. Hopefully we get their news soon. I know D-Damn Global has started, so 2 days until the collab drops. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.